Okay, so this news came out 3 weeks ago, and I had completely forgot it was going to come out. I even had a video planned for it, and I've had to do some research for the past few days just to try to figure out what is going on with this show. And so pretty much I'm going to give you the lowdown of this show and what I think of it. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so it has been reported by Production Weekly and a few other reports have been stating that director of the recent Spider-Man No Way Home and the upcoming the upcoming Fantastic Four, director Jon Watts is given an entire Star Wars series to himself. The series is set to be a kid-centered show focusing on a very young audience. Some casting has been done, and it has a little bit of a Stranger Things vibe, and from what I've heard, and I've only heard this from maybe 3 people, that the project is going to be a live-action series. So necessarily, what do I think about this? Honestly, here's the thing. I wasn't huge for the High Republic. I thought it was a creative, interesting idea, but when I found out it was strictly set towards a certain, like, when it was going to be just released for comics and novels, and they were testing the waters out for this, and depending on how well it did, it was going to get movies, and it was going to get shows. Well, it seems like we've already gotten that, but the problem that I had with this whole era of Star Wars is that before this whole era became popular with the comics and novels, we already got news of a entire show based around the High Republic focusing on the Sith, titled Star Wars Acolyte. And while I'm really looking forward to that show because it explores an era of Star Wars that hasn't been really explored a whole lot, besides a little trinkets throughout the Star Wars Clone Wars series, Star Wars Rebels, Episode 9, and very little within the prequel trilogy, the Sith have been explored. And with this series, I'm kind of curious to see how well it goes, not only because of the fact that it's going to be kid-centered, it's going to be focused towards a very young audience, the fact that it's also having some Stranger Things vibes going on with it, Stranger Things in space, but the fact that Jon Watts, a director that I wasn't huge about, I wasn't really a fan of his work, honestly, I'm kind of curious to see how the series goes. And here's the thing. I wasn't a huge fan of Jon Watts' work at all. While I liked No Way Home, I wish that he had did some things that gave us a little bit of clarity on this particular Spider-Man. Where did he get the spider? Oh no. Where did the spider that he got bit from? Where did it come from? Why is there no Uncle Ben and everything? Why is he so focusedly, and why is it that both Spider-Man Homecoming and No Way Home so focused around Iron Man, and why his mysterious plan pretty much sucks? I mean, but otherwise than that, he's a very talented and very respected director and everything, and I will admit, all 3 of his Spider-Man movies have been pretty great in terms of visually. Spider-Man, No Way Home, and Homecoming are my favorite movies that he has directed so far, and honestly, I'm actually pretty looking forward to his Fantastic Four movie. But the whole thing about this show that has me a little concerned is every time Lucasfilm tries to introduce a character that's going to be focused around children, like Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine, all of them have been all of them got backlash in one way or another. Sabine got backlash just because the fact that she was a Mary Sue. Everybody forgot that the fact that she is a Mandalorian. And that Mandalorians are very highly skilled and very intelligent on what they do. Ezra Bridger got backlash because of the fact that he was Space Aladdin. And Ahsoka got backlash just because of the fact that she was annoying. Just extremely annoying and selfish as a character. And honestly, for me, I didn't start liking Ahsoka until around Season 3, Season 4. Ezra, I didn't actually start liking him until Season 2. I liked him at the very end of Season 1, but Season 2, I started liking the character. Sabine, I had no problem with her from the beginning. I thought she was just this badass character. But and that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of concerned about is how are they going to do the characters within the show. And in terms of the casting wise, it's very interesting, and I do think that it's going to be live action. It's not going to be animated just because of the casting. The characters and the casting, in terms of the characters and the casting, mainly it's going to be 10 to 12 years old. Now they did hire, they're looking, they either hired an actor or they are looking for an actor of the age of 30, which I'm assuming is going to be a Jedi Knight. So I'm assuming that yes, we are going to have a Stranger Things in space kind of vibe going on with the show focused around the High Republic. And honestly, I'm all for it. Like I said, I wasn't hugely on board with this just because this whole era of Star Wars, because of the fact that it was focused on comics and novels solely. But I liked the idea of how they were approaching it. But some of the things that they were doing with this era, I didn't like. So I'm kind of curious to see how Jon Watts does with this show. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. I hope that he could bring something new and really fresh. And hell, this is going to pretty much be our first look at a live action adaptation of the High Republic, which I think that's going to be cool. So besides all of that, the last piece of information that I will say is that we're supposed to get some sort of announcement at Star Wars Celebration about this, which I hardly doubt, but it is possible that we could get an announcement at Star Wars Celebration that Jon Watts is working on a series or a panel or something. We'll get some sort of announcement during that whole Celebration thing. So anyway, that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think about Jon Watts joining Star Wars and working on a High Republic show? How do you feel about the idea of it being a kid-centered series focused on a young audience? How do you feel about the idea of a space Stranger Things vibe going on with this series? And what do you, and honestly, if you end up watching the show, which I will, and I'm a part of the older audience, which is going to be fun, for me at least, how do you think this show is going to go? How do you think this show is going to go? What are your hopes for it? And with that being said, see you all next time. Peace out.